There's something about growing your own vegetables that just makes them taste better. Now, we all know Old MacDonald had a farm, but what about you? Maybe you don't have room for cows and pigs, but that doesn't mean you can't have your own outdoor garden. With our time-tested to-do list, we'll show you how to turn a simple outdoor space into your own personal bounty. Now let's get our cornucopia going. Meet Jessie. Jessie loves her vegetables. Jessie also loves getting her hands dirty, so she's decided to make a little extra money by starting her own outdoor garden. Using our to-do list, she'll be sure to stay on track as she brings her plants to life. The first item on our list is gather supplies. The most important supply for your garden is sunlight. Your garden needs to get at least 6 hours of direct sunlight a day. If you don't have a spot in your yard that gets that, consider starting an indoor garden instead. Once you know you have enough sunlight, Jessie, you should settle on what you want to grow. There are many different plants that will grow well outside, but today we're going to focus on cherry tomatoes and basil. You can get starters for each of these at your local plant store. You'll also need to buy some potting soil and organic fertilizer. If you have an area of earth in your yard that you're allowed to use, then you can plant your garden there. Otherwise, you'll need some 12-inch pots. Since we're growing tomatoes, we'll also need a rod to support them as they grow. A small shovel or spade will help make the planting easier, and you'll need a watering can or hose too. Finally, also put on some clothes that you don't mind getting a little dirty. You look ready to go, Jessie! Now let's learn the job. If you're using pots, first fill them with potting soil. Then take your cherry tomato starter and bury it all the way up to the top few leaves. This is deeper than it came in the starter, but it will make your tomato plants stronger since tomatoes can grow roots all along their stem. When you pot your basil starter, you won't bury it like this. Simply pack the soil around the base of the basil, similar to how it looked as a starter. Now mix your fertilizer and give your plants a good drink. The goal is to have the soil be moist but not wet. To check if your plants need water, stick your finger about an inch into the soil. If the soil feels dry, add some water. Watering is the most important thing you need to do for your plants, especially if you're growing them in pots. And guess what, Jessie? That's it! Sun, soil, and water. As your plants grow, you'll be giving them lots of plain water, but add in some fertilizer about once a month. Plants do need a bit of maintenance as they get bigger. As your tomatoes grow taller, tie them up to the rod so they don't fall over. And if you see your basil forming flowers, be sure to pick them off. The flowers can give the basil a bitter flavor. When your tomatoes look nice and red, it's time to pick them. You can harvest your basil as soon as the leaves look full. And the more you clip your basil, the more it will grow. So feel free to make clippings often. Since you're going to be selling these, be sure to give them a rinse to knock off any soil. And there you have it, fresh produce from your own backyard. Now that you've grown your garden, it's time to grow your business. This produce needs a home. Consider setting up a delivery system in the style of Community Supported Agriculture, or CSA. Ask people to pay up front and then deliver the fresh produce to them when it's ready. Have a grown-up help you present what you've grown nicely in a basket. Once you've mastered the world of cherry tomatoes and basil, you can branch out into other vegetables like bell peppers, eggplant, and cucumbers. Another exciting area is flowers. Fresh cut flowers will make your garden beautiful and will also diversify your business. Once you've established a nice lineup of produce to sell, print up some posters to place around town. Of course, you can always start your own vegetable stand right in your yard. Who wouldn't like to add some fresh tomatoes to their salad tonight? Well, Jessie, it looks like you've got quite a green thumb. You gathered your supplies, you learned the job, and you've grown your business. Now you've got a steady supply of fresh vegetables to keep you healthy and strong, and also make a little extra money. Now maybe you like more indoor-based activities. Well, then be sure to watch some of our other Kid Business videos for different ideas on how to bring out your inner entrepreneur. Be sure to have fun, and we'll see you out there.